Welcome to your online source for calculator tutorials. In this tutorial, I'm going to kind of take you through a walkthrough of using the calculator's built-in equation editor. This is useful for topics, especially in the finance section of the semester, where we want to enter something like, say, the simple interest formula and use it to calculate values. So let's go ahead and demonstrate that today. You want to start by loading the equation editor. Go to the Math menu and hit your arrow up key to go to the bottom of the Math tab where it says Solver. The shortcut key for this is Math 0. Alright, upon entering the solver, you should see the following. You should see equation 0 equals, and then whatever equation it is that we're going to enter. However, I would caution you that you may have stuff already in this solver if you haven't cleared out your memory recently. And if that's the case, then you can hit the arrow up key to return to this screen. Alright, once we're at this screen, what we want to do is set up an equation or a formula such that it's equal to 0 using variables that are reminiscent of the variables we're going to be using in class. We want to start off by doing this with the simple interest command. Remember, the simple interest formula is P times 1 plus RT equals A. Well, I can't set it equal to A, I have to set it equal to 0. So what I'm going to do is subtract that over and make the formula P times 1 plus RT minus A. If you've been paying attention in class, you've seen me do something similar to this. So let me start by first entering the formula. Alpha P, I'm going to get the P variable for the principal amount in there first, times 1 plus, I need alpha R for the R variable, times alpha T. Close it up, and then I need to subtract A. So as I currently have it entered, P times 1 plus RT minus A, this is the simple interest formula that we're using. When you've entered the formula in the form equal to 0 as we have here, and you're done with that part, go ahead and hit enter. Now what this will do is it will give you a listing of all the alpha variables that you've entered, in this case that being P, RT, and A. You can ignore the bound entry at the bottom for now. Alright, so let's think about what a typical problem would look like for this. Let's suppose that we invested $100 at a simple interest rate of 5%. Now, when you're using the equation editor, all rates and percentages need to be entered as decimals, same as if we were doing it by hand. So this is 0.05 for 5%. And we're going to let this carry on for, let's say, 5 years. And then the value of A here would be the future value. Now, anytime you're doing a formula, the idea behind a formula is if, say, there's 4 variables like there are in this one, if you know 3 of the 4, you can solve for the 4th. Well, it's the exact same idea here. Knowing 3 of the 4 variables, I can then solve for A. The way that you solve in the calculator, if you notice the enter button above it written in green is solve. This means alpha enter will solve for whatever entry your cursor is placed on. And since my cursor was next to A, when I hit alpha enter, it solved for the value of A. So $125 is the future value of this simple interest account. Alright, this concludes our using the equation editor tutorial. We'll be looking at several different formulas over the course of the finance section, many of which can be done straight from here. Although we will introduce another tool called the TVM Solver, which you'll definitely want to make use of. Feel free to replay this tutorial or browse any of the other available topics in the course webpage.